So the Phoenix Suns have just acquired Bradley Beal, and there's question marks about fit, who's going to run the point guard. But look at what it costs to get Bradley Beal. If it's just Landry Shamet and Chris Paul and multiple second round picks, you do it 10 times out of 10. Now, realistically speaking, the only issue with this deal is the contract. You now have the 5th highest paid player in the league, the 2nd highest paid player in the league, and the 15th highest paid player in the league. So long term, that's not only going to affect you in the sense of being in the repeaters tax, it's going to affect your ability to create a competent roster around them. It's going to affect your ability to have competent role players. When it comes to star power, you've now got Beal, Booker, Ayton and KD. I put Ayton in there because I still do believe that he still has some upside in the sense that if he puts his game together, he can still be a formidable big man for this team. And even if they move on from Ayton, you're going to get another piece or pieces, multiple pieces that can help this team even further. We all know Bradley Beal is a great scorer. He may not have been touching 31 points per game in the past couple of seasons, but he's still been giving you a very, very efficient 24 points per game. This is a guy who shot 40% on catch and shoot threes. So in a lesser role, or sharing the scoring duty, should I say, with two other elite scorers, I see his 3-point percentage skyrocketing back up to the 40% range, which we know Bradley Beal can be, as he was a sniper with John Wall in DC, and he still is, to be fair, but the percentages aren't telling the full story. But as a whole, it's not a bad deal. You do it 10 times out of 10. The package it took for you to get up was basically nothing. It was pennies on the dollar. But then again, there are still some concerns with this deal. Not only is he earning the ridiculous amount of money, which I don't think he's worth, if it's a thing where Bradley Beal's contract turns into the Chris Paul situation where he's overpaid and he's not giving you the production he wants, you can't move him the way you just moved to Chris Paul. That's because the no trade clause follows him when he's now a Phoenix Sun, meaning that if you try and trade him, he has all the authority to say, no, I'm staying put. That's a minimal worry, which you shouldn't really be thinking about now. But in the now situation, I don't think it's a bad trade. If you add Bradley Beal in for the times where Chris Paul wasn't playing this past postseason, you could argue they'd be in the finals. So Matt Ispia is making a very, very bold move. He's showing us he's willing to put the money on the table, put the checks down, and get Phoenix that championship. Is this the right way to go about it? Time will tell. By the end of the day, for the package you gave up, it's definitely worth it. Now, key areas that the Phoenix Suns are going to have to address is going to be their wing depth. Are they going to have a natural point guard? Because even though Bradley Beal has been a competent facilitator, averaging it upwards of 6 assists per game, he's still not a pure primary playmaker. So how are they going to address that? Are they going to look at the free agency market? Who could potentially be available? I don't really know, but it's something they're really going to have to address. Are they trading a 2nd round pick this year? As in, because there was reports that we're looking at certain guys in the 2nd round. That's probably gone, because I don't know how many 2nd round picks are going out to Washington, but it's going to be quite a few. But as a whole, like I said, it's a trade you make 10 times out of 10. There's certain holes and gaps you're going to have to fill in. But with Bradley Beal, KD, and Devin Booker, I'd say you're in a very sound place to start, because in my opinion, you've bridged every gap. In the sense of timeline, you have a guy like KD who's, I believe, 33, 34. I don't know his exact age. You have Beal, who's 29, and D-Book, who's like 26, 25. So you've got a perfect bridge of all their timelines. They're all KD in the latter stages of his prime, you could say. Beal in his prime and Devin Booker in his prime. Yeah, I can't lie. It's a very good move to make. But as a whole, there's going to be some areas to address. What do you do with DA? That's going to be interesting, because I feel like DeAndre Ayton could work. But if you look at DeAndre Ayton's $30 million, his value might be on an all-time low. But if you can divide that into 3 sorts of 10 million, meaning that you try get out of that one DeAndre Ayton, you try and acquire a point guard, a two-way wing, and whatever that can also help your roster, yeah. But that's going to also mean retaining certain players are going to be hard. Is Torrey Craig going to be able to come back? Are you going to have the money to re-sign him? Are there certain guys which you may have had your eyes on before which you're going to be able to afford? Because I believe with this deal now, the Phoenix Suns lose their ability to use their full mid-level exception, meaning that that's a lot of money now gone. But like I said, it's a risk worth taking, and we all want to see how this is going to pan out. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys feel about this trade. I feel like, you know what, you got to do it 10 times out of 10. If you're going to go out, you better go out swinging, and it's a trade you made, because Bradley Beal's value is so much lower than the production he gives purely because of the contract. But he's still Bradley Beal. He's still a great scorer. He's still a guy who can help your team, and is well in his prime. So yeah, but that's all I really got for this video today. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys feel about this trade. But that's all I got for this one today, and I'm out. Peace.